So then round 10 of the EuroNASCAR 2 season. It's Sunday at Zolder. It's the final day and the final race of regular season for EuroNASCAR 2. Just 15 more laps before we go double points at Croatia at the Grobnik circuit. Lots of Americana, of course, in the paddock. Lots of things to see and do for the younger and older fans, as is always the case in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Yesterday's race saw Gil Linster on a pole position up against Alberto Nasca. Nasca would ultimately be second place coming through turn 1, but it wouldn't take long for him to find a way through, ducking to the inside at turn 3, powering alongside Gil Linster into the lead. And we thought that that lead might be where Alberto Nasca would finish. So often when he's got to the front of the order, he doesn't look back. But the car went against him. Gearbox issues for Alberto Nasca. He did not get to the end of the race without a change of gearbox. And even then, he didn't get a quick lap in. And the fastest laps of race number 1 determined the grid for race number 2. So Nasca's entire weekend really hindered by that mechanical woe. Gil Linster had the lead back, but not for long, because Liam Hazeman's had a good run through the chicane when Linster went deep into the corner, and that was the only opportunity Liam Hazeman's needed to be presented with. He moved into a lead that he ultimately would not sacrifice, and he would take that checkered flag. Dramas further back in the field, though. Miguel Gomez collected up and everyone else piling in to follow. We went to overtime then. However, the overtime would be short-lived. Christian Maltrek with a spin in front of the chasing pack, and Paul Giffreau collected him among others. Giffreau's car thrown into the air, Kenko Miura ending up in the gravel, and lots of other drivers pointing the wrong way. Liam Hazeman's with a subdued full-course yellow crossed the line. However, he still took the win in race number 1. That's what mattered to him after a difficult weekend at Most. He's back on form and back in the hunt for the championship. So then another 15-lap race awaiting our drivers in this one, the EuroNASCAR 2 for the young and AM drivers. A good stepping stone into EuroNASCAR Pro and potentially the NASCAR competition in the United States. 2.5 miles of circuit here at Circuit Zolder, 15 laps of this dramatic 16-corner layout yet to come. And those chicanes prove to be an action point each and every time when we go racing in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series at this venue, where we've been frequenting since 2015. Liam Hazeman's frequenting pole position. He starts at the sharp end this time.
So starting from pole today, so our expectations are quite high because we saw that yesterday we had some really good speed. Also, we won the race in, I think, the first, we went from 5th to 1st in, I think, 4 laps. So yeah, no, we know if the car is good, then we have a great chance. And yeah, just try to keep, to get through the first 2 laps, building up the race from there, and then just to keep our first position.
The fun-loving Dutchman growing with confidence, I think it's safe to say. He is on pole position. He'll be joined on the front row of the grid by Ulis Del So, who knows what it means to win a championship in EuroNASCAR 2. He's done it in years gone by. Let's see then if anyone can challenge Liam Hazeman's his main championship competition in the form of Alberto Nasca, starting well down the order. Just taking a look here, he's on row 8 of the grid alongside Roberto Benedetti, so he has a lot of work to do, Alberto Nasca. Let's see if he can make his way up the order. What can Liam Hazeman's do from pole position? Will the pace from yesterday show itself once again on the Sunday? Round 10 is underway, and look at Claudio Remigio Capelli. He's up the inside for second place. He's got the better of Ulis Del So in the early stages of this race. Miguel Gomez with a wiggle on in the mid-pack, and a few drivers kicking up the dust. But it is Liam Hazeman's that leads, and everyone through the first couple of corners cleanly by several small mercies. Hazeman's then looking to score maximum points out of this weekend, if he possibly can. Side by side there, further back in the pack, I believe that was Kenko Miura trying to get himself into the top 6. Hazeman's with a little bit of a lock-up there. It was Kenko Miura side by side with Thomas Pontonen, but he's now lost out to Martin Dubek. Dubek, of course, last year's champion. Christian Maltrek has also got past Kenko Miura. Those two ended up in the gravel yesterday at the conclusion of race number 1, round number 9 of the season. Melvin de Groot on the move as well. Yevgen Sokolovsky started well up the order, and he is falling through the pack now. Alberto Nasca has climbed up a couple of positions already, but it is going to be tricky for him to make up the level of places he would like to make. He is, however, on the verge of a top 10. He's behind Sokolovsky and Kolavita in 11th place right now. Tries to navigate around the outside. Oh, but he taps Sokolovsky by the look of it. Kolavita holds on the inside. So tricky to maneuver these big 400 brake horsepower, 1200 kilo beasts when they're side by side at a circuit like Zolder. Sokolovsky gives way to Nasca. Kolavita, the young charger, maybe a slightly more difficult proposition for Alberto Nasca. Nasca in his first season in EuroNASCAR has been a revelation though. There's Thomas Pontonen in 4th place. Paul Giffreau, who ended up in the air yesterday, now running in 5th place. Make that 4th place as he navigates up the inside of the 23 and will now try and hunt down Ulysse Delso. Martin Dubek fancies a piece of that action as well. He needs to get some good points on the board here. Ideally, he definitely needs to finish ahead of Alberto Nasca to still be in heavy championship contention going into the season finale. Double points available at Croatia in Grobnik. Your worst 2 scores from the regular season, i.e. the first 10 races of the year, are dropped. So it's not the end of the world if you have a bad race or 2 across the year. But obviously, the better your results are across the board, the better your score will be going into the double points finale. And Dubek with car problems. Dubek withdraws at the Jochen Rindt box. And his car seems to be in strife. Kenko Miura losing out to Nasca, as is Paul Giffreau, although Giffreau fighting back with a late braking lunge, tries to hold the car together, but he can't quite do it. That moves Nasca up to 7th place. He's already ahead of Dubek. You somehow doubt that he's going to get all the way up to Liam Hasemans, but he's clearly pushing on. Ulysse Delso still there in 3rd place. Thomas Pontonen wants his podium, though. Tucks to the inside, down at the Jochen Rindt box. And doesn't look like he's done it yet, although he does draw alongside Delso now heading into the final chicane. He's got the outside line for the first element of the chicane. That will become the inside, of course, though, heading onto the main straight, and he's done it. Thomas Pontonen up into 3rd place then, and I don't think he's going to have any immediate retaliation from Ulysse Delso. The next target then, Claudio Remigio Capelli, the driver with the best beard in the EuroNASCAR paddock. Riding on board once again with Alberto Nasca as he hounds Christian Maltrek now. Nasca up to 6th place, Maltrek there in the top 5. That would be one of his better results of the season so far, but here comes Alberto Nasca with the tow down the main straight. No gearbox issues today, clearly. Cal Racing have done a good job restoring that car to maximum performance, and he is up into 5th place. Capelli under huge pressure now from Thomas Pontonen, who is on the move. Liam Hasemans is well up the road from everybody. He's having an absolutely dominant race here at the sharp end of the order, but the battle for 2nd place is getting close, and Pontonen there with a proper power slide. Just coming out of the Villeneuve section of the circuit, and Remigio Capelli now under pressure from Pontonen down the main straight. It's a drag race, but Capelli doing all the right things, placing the car where Pontonen can't quite get around it. Claudio Remigio Capelli racing this car in EuroNASCAR 2. He races a different car in EuroNASCAR Pro. This is the car, of course, that Giorgio Maggi will step into for the EuroNASCAR Pro races. Capelli very conscious of that fact. He doesn't want to damage the youngster's car, but he also wants that 2nd place. Again, placing the car magnificently here. This is textbook defensive racing from Capelli. Can Pontonen find a way through? He has to worry about Ulysse Delso behind as well, because Delso is rapidly closing in, and so is Alberto Nasca. It's very much a 4-car train now for 2nd place, and Nasca keeping a watching brief behind Ulysse Delso. Can he get himself up into the podium places? Claudio Remigio Capelli remains in 2nd place ahead of Pontonen and Delso. and Alberto NASCAR. Pontonen once again a little quicker down the straight than Capelli, but not quite going to get to the inside in time. Good run though through that chicane. Now over the brow of the hill, and has he done enough? A wiggle of the on the grass there, and Pontonen has managed to do it, but he's immediately fighting the car. Perhaps dirty tyres since he got that move done on the grass. He, however, remains in second place. There's a car on the start-finish line there, but the flag has been waved for Hazemans. Pontonen claims second place, Capelli claims third, Delso fourth, and Alberto NASCAR eventually has to settle for fifth place, and that puts this man, Hazemans, onto 293 points. He is a firm championship contender.
It couldn't be better. I mean, yeah, it was just an awesome weekend. I mean, thanks to all my team. Like, I mean, you know, to win with, I think it was 8 seconds or 9 seconds. You cannot do it if you haven't a good car. So thanks to them. And yeah, just an awesome weekend. We couldn't hope for more.
How awesome is that for Liam Hazemans? A double win weekend, his fourth of the season overall, and puts him firmly to the sharp end of the Rookie Trophy Championship as well. Capelli at the sharp end of the Legends order. The Lady Trophy classification going to Luli Del Castello at this stage. But double points are to be scored at Grobnik, so nothing is certain. NASCAR will want to bounce back after a difficult weekend at Zolder. Can Liam Hazemans claim the championship in the final round, or will someone else swoop in the double points season finale?